So I think it's not a secret that AI has changed fundamentally what people expect out of your loading states in your applications. And where before you could just get away with just putting a loading spinner somewhere because it didn't take that long to load the data, now some workflows might take a few minutes to complete. And you cannot just let users wonder what's happening there. I'm gonna show you three UX approaches to loading states. First one is better, and what we all should do in our AI applications. So first one is just putting loading spinner, and user would be frustrated because they don't really know what's happening there. And that's bad UX, don't do it. Second one is to put a progress bar, but again, users are much more hesitant about them because you don't really know if that's true data loading there or it's just a fake progress bar. And the best approach is to stream real data as AI process things and to show actually user what's happening under the hood. And today I'm going to show you how you can actually do that with AI SDK v5 because they implemented some real cool things there. So let's now first see how AI SDK themselves describe what data parts are. Basically, it's best for streaming dynamic arbitrary data, which could be any statuses, update statuses. For example, if AI just starts working or your workflow starts working, you can send us this status to the front end. Or for example, if some of the parts of your workflow completes, you can send that, and also you can stream other data too. It's not for just statuses. You can stream text there and you can display it dynamically, which is so cool, and I'm gonna show it to you. So here's our today's demo. I know it looks like AI because it was generated by AI, but the cool thing here is that I'm gonna show you. Let's tell it to create a kid's book. And you're gonna see that it's gonna stream each part of the workflow simultaneously. So if I click begin storytelling, you will see that it's generating first streams, it streams story plan, and then it's gonna execute two-step process for each of the story, which is generating a story outline. So as you can see, it's streaming here. And then after it finishes, it's gonna start streaming the content based on that outline. And so it's pretty long workflow, but as you can see, because we're streaming and showing the user what's actually happening under the hood, it won't be too frustrating for them, right? And so I'm gonna show you how to implement that easily with AI SDK v5. It's so easy to implement, and shout out to the team behind that because it's incredible. You can now do so much things with this, so many things with this. So here we have our basic Next.js app, and we have our router where we're defining all the types. Beauty of the AI SDK v5 is that it's end-to-end typed. So here we are defining actually our UI message type that we're going to use everywhere on the front end and on the server, on the backend. And because of that, it's all type safe. It's so good. Here first is defining your metadata for each message. So we're defining each message. Here you're putting your metadata. It could be how many tokens have you used for this message, stuff like this, basic metadata. Second one is parts. So it could be any custom data that you wanted to stream or add to the message. In my case, it's planner agent and story agent. And the third, I believe, are tools. Let's see here. Yeah, tools. And you can, again, predefine tools and use them on the front end, and it's all type safe. So what's happening here? First, we're defining our stream. We're getting all the messages. We're defining stream. This is a new thing, I believe, in SDK v5. We're calling a function execute, And here we have our writer. Writer basically helps you to put this custom data into the stream. You can call this write function, and because it's again all type safe and we define this message here, we can easily, if we change, for example, some types, of course it will yell at us, right? So it's all good stuff. So here I'm defining the status processing. That's what's happening when we're just write kids story. This is what's happening before, like you saw this processing, before we actually start streaming, just to show some kind of loading state. Then we're calling stream object with predefined schema, and then we're just streaming each of these parts of this object to the client. And again, you saw like the streaming thing here, which is so cool. After that, after it's done, we're just calling it status done, and we can accordingly update the UI for this. And the thing is that I think many people think that you can use this AI SDK only for chats for some reason, but you can actually build very robust workflows with this. And as you can see, we're not expecting chat here, we're not building chat here, but you can define flows and actually make them, what's the right word for this? User-friendly, I guess, because you're streaming each part of the workflow and you can show this workflow on the client. So if your application is not a chat, but it's like some kind of workflow, you can easily implement that and improve user experience. And so after we finish our planning phase, we're creating story for each of the story. And I could like make it in parallel with Promisol, but I just decided to save some tokens here, just do it sequentially. And so here in create story, we're passing writer and story, each story. We need writer to, also one important thing that I forgot to mention is defining IDs for each part. Where is it? Here, planner agent ID. So it's crucial for you to add this ID to each part, and it should match. So as you can see here where ID is matching here. And it's crucial because if you don't do it, it will separate them into separate parts, and you will see here like multiple these cards. So it won't be like a flow where it's just one part, it's gonna be like separated. It's crucial for you to define the same ID. And so here, create story, again, we have our writer, we have our story, we're again defining ID, which is crucial. And here we have two-step process. First, we are generating outline, then we're creating content. And so we're defining that outline status is processing first. Then we're generating, again, based on that story title and description, the outline. And again, with streaming, we're putting this into the stream right here. And after that, I'm going to show you how we're parsing this on the front. It's so easy. It's just, okay. So we're streaming our outline here. As you can hear, we're appending like a text into the outline that we're defined here, string. After it's done, we're just setting it to done and starting to processing the actually this is probably useless code, but okay. And we're starting to processing the content. Here again, we're defining full content string to just append stream into it. Here we have our requirements. And again, we're streaming it. Simple stuff, streaming and displaying it into AI, UI, not AI. After it's all done, we are setting done, full content, and that's all. It's a breeze. So here we have messages. We're filtering out only assistant messages, and we're mapping out all the parts. So part, as you remember, is this custom thing that we defined here on the top. And on the top here, so also crucial, that we defined this type here. And because of that, we have all the type safety in the world here, which is incredible again. And we're defining each type. So there are many types of parts. You have dynamic tool, you have files, reasoning, you name it, it's here. But here we are defining for the text. It's probably here, this one. Yeah. So we're defining each planner here, and as you saw here, we are not defining data. We're just defining planner agent, but it actually added data here, just how it works. And again, it's all type safe, so don't worry about it. We're getting all our status and our data plan, and we're getting it into the planner thing. And based on the data, we're just processing it, and you can basically render however you want. And the cool part is it's not only can be used for UI stuff, but you can also like send notifications or notify users that, for example, they're gonna reach their limit for token usage. For example, you can just add like token notification part, define the type here, and you can tokens, I don't know, something like this, and define it there and just write it, and it's all type safe. Type. It's all type safe. And you can easily do that. Data. Bam. Bam. Bada bim bada boom. And it's so easy, and you can render it. You can also not only render it in the like JSX here, but you can access it in chat as well right here. So if we own part, I believe, on data, don't remember to be honest. So it's somewhere in their documentation, probably on data. Yeah, probably. So if we define data type case, yeah, that's so cool. And so you can like, for example, set notification and just retelling you the documentation, but you can do so many things with this. And before that, I was thinking that you can use AI SDK like for back and forth messages, like chat interface. But now with this, you can actually build user-friendly workflows very easily. But anyway, that's so cool that you can just stream any data. I believe you can like, let's try actually. I want to try to like make it as promisal. I'm just curious what's gonna happen. I'm not sure about the performance of this thing. Like if we're going to do 10 streams in parallel, this my PC is gonna blow up, but let's see. No, it's actually streaming. It works well. My PC though is 60 degrees, but it works. So you can do it like if your rate limits allow you to do it, you can easily do it. Super cool. I'm so excited. Yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you. I'm going to share even more like different tips and tricks that I'm going to find while I'm building different products and sharing my experience with all the problems that I faced over the years of building products with AI. So if you're interested in that, subscribe, follow me on X, also posting there like my findings if you're interested in that. And yeah, have a good day.